So when I was shooting this video, I realized how different I look when I let myself go. No haircut, not styling it, letting my beard grow like crazy, and just really overall looking terrible. So instead of looking like Tom Hanks in Castaway, I realized I should reshoot this part. And so with the help of the anime bottom tier character Tomozaki, I'm gonna help you go from this to this. Okay, probably not, but you get the point. I'm gonna be helping you change your image and actually have an impact on your life and how other people see yourself, especially if you don't have any confidence. So let's get started and subscribe. Life is like a video game. It's a quote you can live by and that I've integrated into my own life. It's easy to say you are shy, that your looks aren't there, and that you have no time to better yourself, that others have it easy compared to you. And that's how our main character Tomozaki felt at the beginning.
You get crapped on because of your looks, build, age. Things you can't help.
Not every excuse is fake, and not everyone has access to the same things, but putting no effort whatsoever before complaining about the game of life is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, well, I'm disappointed.
At least that's according to Aoi Hinami, the female lead in this anime. Tomozaki is a guy who has given up all hope to be part of society. Never talks to others, always looks unfriendly, dresses like a homeless man under a bridge, and the only thing he has going for him is being the best TACFAN player in Japan. He only complains about life without understanding it or taking an effort to partake in it. That is until he meets the number 2 rated player in Japan, Hinami. Apart from being amazing at TACFAN, she's the most popular girl at school, who in his size has it all: looks, brains, athletics. At first, she thinks of him as a complete loser,
To think that Nanashi, the one person I respected, is really a total nobody.
but realizes that from his point of view, he has never put effort into life and takes him in as his coach. Now, for the rest of the anime, the story follows the same plot. Hinami gets tasks out for him to accomplish, and little by little they get harder and harder. In turn, not only does Tomozaki go from a subhuman tunneler to getting a girlfriend, but he starts to enjoy life as a whole. Throughout the video, I will go into more detail about the story, but first out, let's start with the first lesson: the way you dress.
Dirt-caked sneakers, jeans with tattered hems, shirt full of wrinkles.
Starting off with my pair of shoes. You might think I haven't worn these or that I'm just baiting, but I have taken them at stores like getting groceries or buying the essentials like boba. These are my shoes that I've owned for 5 or so years that I still use for some reason. And today, I'm gonna be throwing them away. It is a sad and awful day, but off they go. Now, I am no expert in how to dress, but I am also not going outside looking like a clown. So the best thing you could do is start with plain colors and slowly get a fashion sense. Changing the way you dress is one thing, but what makes someone stand out even more? A good haircut and style to go with the fit. Tomozaki always looked like he had just gotten out of bed, disregarding where he was. How are you supposed to show off your face if you hide it all the time? Take for example my pre-haircut image. There's no way people would look at me and think I'm not a gooner, or even worse, a league player. Now, if you compare me to my post-haircut and shaved self, it's like night and day. I am something of a model myself. You get the point of how changing just your image in a simple way can have a great impact overall. Next on the list are 2 key things Hinami touches on: posture and facial expressions. And yeah, my posture is really cooked. Editing and repo days have really taken a toll on it. The easiest way to fix it is to sit at the edge of your chair and stand up straight. When it comes to facial expressions, they really do make a difference. As Hinami mentions, instead of having a gloomy face going around school or even work, try to look friendly and approachable. Just practice with a mirror and you will see the difference immediately. Of course, don't go out there looking like the Joker. So, does this seem like a lot to change in a short time? But I'm not gonna lie to you, it might be. But let's apply video game logic for a second. How many hours have you put into games like Valorant, Counter-Strike, Baldur's Gate, and even spend on a character's customization menu that you probably could have put on yourself? If you can lose yourself in these type of games for hours on end every day, then you should be able to do the same thing in life by applying that logic. All these changes would just be to make yourself, the character, look the best possible that you can. Exercising would just be changing up your initial stats into something better. Running would only increase your stamina, weightlifting would only increase your strength, and so on. There's so many things that you can do to change yourself, and I'm not gonna lie, this is not the easy part, this is the hard part. And people get caught on the trying to change part, and how slow the progress can be sometimes. There is no magic drug or advice that would make you go from yourself to LeBron within weeks or months. And as much as you might hate to admit it, change requires your effort and discipline, something demonstrated throughout this anime. By completing tasks given to him, it feels like he attains a higher level in a role-playing game. The harder they become, the more satisfaction he gets from achieving them instead of just giving up on the spot. At the beginning, talking to 3 different girls seemed like an impossible task, something he had never done before. And after doing it for a week, not only was he able to at least interact with them, but he was able to be less socially awkward and even create a topic of interest. Now, of course, when trying this in real life, you have to be prepared to fail many times. The more you try and possibly be rejected, the easier the next time gets to try and accomplish it. There are always going to be people with the same hobbies as you, whether it's in sports, games, shows, or even getting on 4chan. You just have to find them. All it takes is one person that really understands you, and that makes you not feel alone. Watching this anime gets you to understand how real progress is made. Whereas in the first season, Tomozaki starts out as a complete outcast with no care for the world around, the second season showcases how much fun one can have by being part of life. He's able to interact with most of his classmates and communicate with them, and he also makes girls fall for him. I won't say that this will happen to you, but the more time you spend with someone, the easier it is for feelings to grow. The hardest task given to him by Hinami was to get a girlfriend before the third year begins, one which he accomplishes with his own effort through change. Apart from tasks, one of the biggest parts of it is reading the room. The way Hinami does it by memorizing topics of all her friends, going as far as to having note cards of their interests. And I will say, don't do this. And instead, just pay attention to what people are saying around you. There are plenty of ways to be awkward within a group, but it will never get easier unless you try and include yourself within the group. You can begin by just agreeing or being silent, but being able to listen and comprehend the mood enables you to understand how and when to add to the conversation. Putting video game logic to use, this would be you raising your speech and charisma stats. With every positive engagement you get, you can think of it as your level becoming higher. I am not saying you should aim to be Hinami levels of sociopathic behavior, as someone like that is crazy to begin with, but you can learn the aspects of being willing to discipline and change yourself into a better version every day. If it sounds like an insane way to go about it, then you were never a true gamer to begin with. What will it take for you to begin your new life and change yourself?